I am not a medical professional. Please don't take anything that I say as medical advice. Check out the new muscleproject.net. My website has all of my coaching philosophies, how to reach out to me if you want coaching or consultations, and even products that we have available now in our swag and supplements section. Go there today, muscleproject.net. Hey, what's up, YouTube Fit Fam? Mike Warner. This is Muscle Project. And today I've got Josh Perry, the infamous, the one and only Josh Perry. How's it going, Josh?
Pretty good, man.
So Josh has had a pretty great transformation over the last couple of years. And I wanted to share a bit of his transformation with you guys. But even more exciting is, he's recently put together a paper on clinical guideline on Trenbolone, and it's rather insightful. So he's probably one of the more knowledgeable guys that I know on the Trenbolone tip. Although I am waiting with bated breath for Molecular's Trenbolone deep dive. I've been really appreciating.
Oh, I've already got quotes in the book from him. So yeah, that's the first thing we talked about. Well, that was the whole thing. Like he's with me. Like Trenbolone's going to do the most for you, and it's not going to fuck you up as bad as EQ does.
Yeah,
but he'll have all kinds of good stuff about the history of it and what this thing and the other. My thing is all medical management, and I do have his ones in there that he's recommended, but it's mostly his same playbook. Limerick, and if you have the sleep problems, he's got etoxaphene if you've got anxiety. Obviously the Iverbrad for your whatever heart rate if that's a problem. But my big thing about it is I don't have those problems.
You definitely have some great strategies for mitigating that stuff in the paper, and we'll get to that in a minute. So tell me about your family, man. Do you come from a family who is obese? Is that running your family or?
Do they run? Okay. We've got two brothers who are college athletes. I was very fat. My youngest brother is very fat, but he's scary strong. Like when he tries, like he's got like an ox neck from all of the squatting he's done in his life. And he probably only squats like 400 or 500 pounds, but it doesn't look like it's, I got weird athletes in my family, and then there's me.
All four of you have the same parents?
Oh, yeah, same parents. Yeah. We come from the same nut sack, yes, sir. At my father's funeral, everybody was nice enough to point out that I looked just like him, except for the eyes.
So what do you think made you different as far as obesity goes?
I refuse to admit I was a food addict.
Yeah.
Come on. That doesn't exist.
So is there addiction in your family, or any of your brothers also addicted, or?
Let's see. I would say my grandparents were probably alcoholics, possibly. Yeah. I mean, or maybe they were just, whatever that age was, but like, I don't drink. My father doesn't drink. My brothers don't. Well, I think one of my brothers drinks a lot, but not anymore. He's got kids, but no, there's not really much addiction or anything. I mean, obviously I have a food problem, I have a food problem, sir. But other than that, it's just for me, it was just Chicago was cold as fuck, so I didn't want to go outside. And then pizza's fucking delicious, especially when you can have a different flavor every day from a different family that just happened to be Italian or Italian descendant, or even Greek pizza. Fuck, man. Oh, there's Indian pizza here. Yeah,
Chicago's a great city for pizza.
Yes, and crime, and I love doing crimes.
So, were you a fat kid?
Oh yeah. Fat my whole life. If I get under 200 pounds, I'm 206 right now. I started at 450.
Yeah.
If I get under 200 pounds, it'll be the second time in my life I've been under 200 pounds. I was 102 in third grade and 202 in sixth grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am going to share my screen here. And
oh yeah, if you want to see the picture of me shirtless at 450 pounds, Blue's got it up from like months ago from when I first started talking to people.
Who's got it up?
Oh, Dave. Sorry, I always called Dave Blue for whatever reason.
Yeah,
they just always called him Blue. I don't know.
No, I wanted to share this one picture of you. It's an older picture. Mm-hmm. It's the only picture I saw of you as like really a fat guy. And
oh, that's cool. It's probably
it's kind of a funny picture, so I wanted to share it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there we go.
Wonder if it's a real picture.
Oh, let me add it to the stage.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're missing out because I have like hair and stuff on some of the other pictures. But yeah,
Yeah, how big are you in
I
this?
am down to 350 at this point. I think I'd already run my marathon.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I ran a marathon. Okay, so like I lost 100 pounds, and I was like, I'll celebrate running a marathon. But I didn't take the insoles out of my shoes that were like Dr. Scholl's, whatever.
Yeah.
I sprained my fourth and fifth metatarsals. Couldn't run for 6 more months. I was like,
Oh Jesus.
so you go right back you're right 350 right back to like 360, which was not that bad really because 350 to 60. And then I think I spent a year and a half or two spinning my tires on 350 to 300 area. And then last year when Retta showed up, well, no, 18 months ago, yeah, Retta showed up, and my gym got some new equipment I could sit my fat ass in,
Nice.
like machines and stuff. Because it's like when you're that fat, 350 or more, you really don't fit in any gym equipment. Like I couldn't bench press anything. The only thing I could do for the longest time was like the fly machine
Yeah. Yeah.
and like a leg press. But when your guts, your range of motion is limited, but good.
Blue collar bodybuilding. Let me look if I can find that picture.
Yeah, it'd only be in his like thumbnail, but yeah, it was I don't know. I'm just really fat. It's just I don't have like a bunch of rolls or nothing. It's just one giant gut. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The problem is like I used to have such good lines from being a fat guy. I'd be like, hey girls, all this could be yours. Shit like that. It worked. Now I don't have any fucking lines. I'm just kind of like, hi.
It's true. I definitely never had problems getting laid as a fat guy, and my wife met me fat and fell in love with me fat. So it's not like she stuck it out through all of it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's
like my explanation was always like, look, you like to fuck on a couch? Why not have a couch with a penis?
A lot of that stuff though is just like it's an outward expression of our inside health, and that's definitely was the case for me, and getting sober and being able to see myself in the mirror and realizing that I'm not this guy that I'm looking at anymore. Like this is not me.
I still don't see me.
Yeah.
Like what it looks like now, I still don't see it.
Yeah. It takes time.
I'm changing a lot more still, so it's like okay.
Yeah. So what was the catalyst? What was your aha moment? You're like, okay, I got to do something different.
Oh well, I've been trying for years. It's just when Reddit started coming through the pipeline, I was like, that's going to fix it.
Yeah.
That's
you dropped from 450 to 350. How'd you do that?
Running my ass off. Yeah, running about 4 miles a day. Okay. It was brutal. Yeah. So yeah, I started out. I couldn't walk down the driveway, any driveway.
Yeah.
It was really fucking embarrassing. Well, basically, I got down to the south to become a nurse and all this other fun shit. But anyhow, I couldn't walk anywhere. So I was like, well, I need to start learning how to walk somewhere because that's damn embarrassing.
Yeah.
So, I started walking and eventually I got to like 4 miles and I said, fuck it one night and decided to run a marathon. Unfortunately, obviously I didn't pay to run a marathon. I just ran a fucking marathon. I ran from like one city to the other. But it was great except for the barbecue places that were cooking barbecue the whole time while I'm running by. I'm like, oh, God, that looks so good.
So were you managing your diet at that time, or were you just?
Oh yeah, I mean as much as you can. But the main way I managed my diet was running away from my fucking house and then having to run back.
Yeah.
You run away for an hour. Guess what? You're gonna have to run back for another fucking hour.
Yeah.
And you might be too tired to eat by the time you get home.
Well, and that's really all I knew when I started was like eat less and move more. Like, okay, I just started going to the gym and running on an elliptical and cutting my portions down. That was all I did to lose 125 pounds. Honestly.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's always nice when you have like a wide berth to unfuck yourself with, right?
Yeah, and then I didn't really even start learning about nutrition and stuff until I got into bodybuilding years later. So it was then I started learning all the things that you would think I would have wanted to learn then. I just, I even operated under a lot of the same misconceptions that the people I coach do now, as far as like what is healthy or what is, eating good, like it's chicken, it's good. Forget that it's battered and deep fried and,
I never liked fried chicken. My whole problem with food was like I have an unlimited appetite and an unlimited ability to eat. So there was no full, like the first time I had Retta, and I like actually felt full, I fucking cried. I was like, this is what this is like to not be fucking hungry all the time. Oh, it's wow.
So
And that's when I realized I was a fucking food
you
addict.
had some disordered hunger signaling.
Absolutely, dude. I was hungry all the time and would eat all the
Yeah.
time, and I would just stay hungry. I had like a bottomless stomach and a bottomless ability to eat. And like, even if it was healthy food, like, yeah, I could take 300 grams of fucking cooked rice and 300 grams of chicken, eat the whole plate, stand up, walk around the table, sit back down for another plate the same size, and still be hungry.
Yeah.
Especially if you threw me something else like a slice of cheesecake. So, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's some bodybuilders who would kill for that.
Yeah, well, I would kill to get rid of it. But no, like once like it came out, and like, you know, obviously I went through you know, a certain man from Iron that you can't talk about anywhere
Yeah.
ever because, you know, whatever
Yeah.
YouTube. But yeah, no, it changed my life forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not so scared on my channel.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
So
I can say, you know, I can say that
Yeah, yeah.
Chase Irons
Oh,
got
right, your
shot.
channel. Okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I got some Reddit from my friend Chase Irons. And,
Good job
yeah,
screwing YouTube, screwing Chase Irons over YouTube.
I mean, as long as he's doing okay financially, I'm happy for him.
Oh man, his Rumble channel is awesome, dude.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like,
Honestly.
people should go to Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah, now he doesn't have to
Yeah,
worry
good
about
stuff.
what he says. He just says whatever he feels
Yeah.
like saying. So
And it's usually better. It really is.
yeah, yeah. Those guys amaze me. It's just like, you know, it's like he's just one of the nicest guys in the world, you know. And you think he could just be, you know, full of ego and be cocky and whatever, but he's just he's always just a really nice guy. What's up, fat boy to fit boy?
What a fit boy.
So so yeah, so then Reddit comes along. Obviously, you have some disordered hunger signaling, and we know what Reddit does for that. And so now you're able to just eat what you need to eat and not
Eat exactly what I need to eat. I still have a lot of hunger, even on 15 milligrams, which is like more than has been studied. But to be honest, they're going to have a step-up study as soon as it gets approved, just like what you call it, semaglutide did. Semaglutide's up to 7 now or something crazy. But I mean, it's really going to be like dose dependent to get you to the weight loss that you want if you're as bad off as someone like me is.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell everybody, it's like, look, for a lot of people, like they don't need Retta. But for the people that are like weight loss clients, the people you look at and you see they're over 100 pounds overweight or 50 pounds more overweight, get them started on that first, because let's get them healthy, because it'll fix most of their internal shit first, and that'll help you get your insulin resistance back that you need.
Yeah.
And plus, you can start implementing little stuff and just crushing them and making them like so much healthier quicker.
I just find it works both ways. Like I've had clients who were totally derailed by Retta. Like we put a lot of work into developing like really solid habits around their diet and training routines, and then, you know, once they're showing the discipline that it takes to stay this way, right? Then you know, someone introduced them to Retta, and they're like, oh, now I can eat whatever the fuck I want and take this stuff and not have to worry about it. And discipline goes out the window, right? But then there's like, you know, someone who's really fat who has not just disordered hunger signaling, but also disordered metabolism, some problems with their metabolism. Like the way I used to do it is I would put somebody on keto for the first 6 months or so, maybe even the first 3 months. And then keto is a great way to fix somebody's metabolism, you know, fix their insulin sensitivity.
It also teaches discipline in eating.
And it teaches discipline in eating, right? And then
you, as a coach, you learn if they have the discipline to do things like that. And if they don't, then you go to something else. So yeah, that's very smart. I like that.
Right. And you know, and a lot of people would do great for 6-8 weeks and then fall off or whatever because they don't have the discipline that it takes. But that, I mean, that's where, you know, a good coach comes in and just keeps people accountable to the process and gets good commitments from people. And
yeah, and I would say coaching is well studied as very effective in both training and in like dieting and stuff. And even on these like Reddit studies, anyone that had coaching did better at weight loss than people that didn't have coaching. And it wasn't even hardcore coaching. It was just, here's a reminder of don't eat this.
Right. Right. And so I like to use it instead of, when I say it, I'm talking about GLP drugs.
Yeah. Whatever you need.
Instead of doing like that keto to kick things off. But it also while implementing some good habits, right? And it compounds the effectiveness of things because you have basically you're addressing metabolic issues, and the retatrutide in particular actually works better when you're eating all the macros, right? When you're eating a moderate amount of fat, moderate amount of carbohydrates, and plenty of protein is when you have the least muscle wasting, the best insulin sensitivity, and in my experience, the best results, right?
Yeah.
Guys
Retta does a lot
I
of
have
things called
keto and I'm doing Retta and all this stuff. Like, no, you need carbohydrates to let the glucagon agonist do its magic. You know?
Yeah, Retta does a thing called suicide cycling, where it basically just makes fats, then cleaves them into fatty acids, and then it'll make glycogen and then cleave it. And basically, that's how you get your 180 calories of basically daily from your Retta,
Right.
which is a pretty substantial burn. That's like a fucking caffeine stack, or probably 20 to 40 micrograms of Clin a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and like I said, I lost like 140 pounds with Retta. Not tiny. And at least 18 of it had to have been from the glucagon, because I couldn't coordinate for those pounds in any real way. Don't get me wrong, I did do a lot of 3-a-days because I basically did a part-time. I basically worked part-time for 6 months, first 6 months, because I was like, well, maybe I could live if I kept this going. Oh, that was the other thing. Like, I figured I'd just be dead by 45. So, you know.
Yeah. I always thought I would leave a young, good-looking corpse.
Oh, I knew it wouldn't be a good-looking corpse.
If I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken way better care of myself.
I was very grateful that my brothers are very strong people, because, you know, there's a reason my brother can squat 500 pounds.
So 15 milligrams is a lot. I'd like to say that you're the only person I know who's taken that much, but that's not true.
No, I'm plenty of taking a lot more, I'm sure. Yeah, I've talked to people, and then a lot of people. It's probably the smarter people are probably doing like a little bit of tirzepatide instead of Retta, or they do like a little bit of Retta and then some tirzepatide, or they just pick the one that works the best and stay with it.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of mixers. I don't.
Have you experienced tachycardia at that dose?
No,
no,
but I run.
Right.
Like I have to put restrictions on my running. Like I can only run a mile once a week instead of 4 that I like to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I hate fucking cardio so much. Like the first like 4 minutes on cardio is literally just me swearing inside, because I'm a nurse for kids, so I can't swear at all. But so it's like freaking cardio, freaking I get all my 30 minutes in, but like I'd rather just sprint and just leave.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the people I see doing higher doses are experiencing tachycardia, but they're also not necessarily athletes. So they're not people who work out consistently, or I don't. I had a TIA. I don't know, 2018 or something like that, and they're trying like hell to figure out why I had it. I had to figure it out because every specialist in the county couldn't figure it out. But they sent me to the cardiologist, and they had me get on one of those machines where you pedal, and then they've got you hooked up to the what do they call this? What they call it. They got you hooked up to the sonograms. They can look at your heart, and they got you hooked up to the EKG, and they got you pedaling. Like, we need to get your heart rate over 100.
Stress test, I think, is what they did, man.
Yeah, stress echo is something like that, right? And they couldn't get my heart rate up. We're trying to get it to 114. I'm like, good luck. I can't remember the last time I had a heart rate of 114. I'm pedaling like crazy on this thing. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I do 30 minutes of fast cardio every day to start my day. Like, you're not going to elevate my heart rate with fasted cardio. And they're like, here's where we usually will give you something that will raise your heart rate to 114. But I don't think we're going to do that, because it's very obvious to us that your heart is healthy.
Yeah, right.
Other than a little, left ventricular hypertrophy, which is, pretty common for an athlete, and definitely common for an athlete who's been using AAS for 15 years. So, or 8 years at the time, 6 years.
Hey, look, that sounds awesome. Look, I'm at year 3 or 4 now. So, well, I started on TRT, and I got from the 450 to 375 and went on TRT.
Yeah.
Actually, I was looking at my numbers and stuff, because I've been trying to run down why my AST, or what is it, ALT, is always so fucking low. Not low, but just slightly out of range. But anyway, my natural whatever was at 375 was 630 test and 46 E2.
Wow.
And if I had known what I know now, I could have probably just gotten away with like a minor amount of maybe Aromacin or a minor amount of Arimidex once a week. But I didn't know everything.
Yeah.
Because I probably could have just played off my natural shit,
Well, that's what I figured out on that TIA was that after going to a neurologist and a hematologist and a cardiologist and just about everybody I could, I found out at the hematologist that I had a genetic predilection for blood clots, not the factor V, the one that everybody has. It's definitely, and it's something that's definitely less dangerous than that, but it's like a pretty minor thing, really, in the grand scheme of things. I don't think this would have caused what happened to you, right? But what did happen was that I had a HRT doctor I was seeing at the time. He was a PA, and he's smart guy. I mean, but he hadn't read any of the literature on AIs and blood clots. So
did he give you a whole bunch of them?
Well, and here's the dumb part. This is what he should have known that he didn't. Is that I told him that I'm also taking Trenbolone in addition to my TRT. And
I know exactly where this story's going. Oh, he read your estradiol and the regular estradiol, and then chose to blow up his Trenbolone. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the only time I've ever had high estradiol was because
he's like, you got estradiol of like 221. Like, this is like, you either have breast cancer or there's something wrong with you. Like, I don't know. And he's like, you got to take these Arimidex, right? So he gives me the Arimidex, and I'm taking like 1 milligram a day for like a week. And then he tests me again, and I'm still stupid high. And he's like,
how much Tren?
He's literally doubles.
No, how much Tren are you on? Do you remember?
2 milligrams a day. Oh, not a lot. Maybe 300 milligrams a week or something. More than I take now, but
more than take now. Right.
I've ever taken, right? And now I just microdose, right?
You don't need it.
If I need, I just take a very low dose.
I was gonna say, like, you're like physique wise, kind of where you want it. I mean, obviously you want a little more muscular, but you got a certain level you want to get to.
We all want more muscular, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I would say, like, you're not gonna try to put on like 40 pounds in an off season. You're gonna try to put on like 4 or 10, and then cut the muscle or cut down the muscle.
So he doubles the Arimidex, and he has me taking all this Arimidex, and then I have the TIA, and this was the point where I decided I was going to educate myself on these things and stop just taking bad advice from whoever was giving it to me, doctors or gym bros or whatever. Right? And we've all done it. I mean, there's a guy who's jacked at the gym, and he's telling you what to take. Like, why don't you believe him? He's wearing the evidence all over his physique that he knows what the fuck he's talking about. And and it's not necessarily good advice. And you go to the TRT doctor, and he's a doctor. You think he's going to give you good advice, right? But a lot of them, they don't know. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not trusting any of these fuckers anymore. I'm going to learn about this shit. And that's when I started diving deep into all this stuff, man. And this is 2018, and I've been trying to learn everything I can ever since,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I lucked out because I knew doctors weren't perfect because I was already a registered nurse. But I also became a registered nurse because every doctor I went to had no fucking clue how to work on someone who's 450 pounds. Like, hey, shouldn't we work about this elephant in the room named Joshua? And like, no one ever said shit. I'm like, you guys are fucking morons. I'm not gonna die for you fucks. I'm gonna figure this shit out. So I became a nurse. Ta-da. And then I learned a whole bunch of shit about the body and everything other. And then what was nice is when I was looking around for like steroid stuff and TRT stuff, it was like I could find people that had a half a brain, like Vigorous Steve. Like, he talked about cystatin C. Well, when you're a hemodialysis, which is a kidney nurse, then guess what? That's important to you.
Yeah. Well, and that was the catalyst for me to start seeking all these guys out online. So I started, reading forums, and I found Ben Pekulski, who he's retired from bodybuilding now, but he has definitely a very good health podcast, and it goes a little bit into bodybuilding, and he still coaches those guys and stuff. But and I found Vigorous Steve, and of course Paul. And then when I was ready to work with a coach again, like, I'd been listening to Paul's content for so long, and it's just like, if I hadn't had that experience, I wouldn't have gotten to the point where, like, hey, I'm going to educate myself. And that all led us to this point. So that's pretty cool. So have you experienced or have you tried cagrilintide?
Yeah, I for like maybe 2 weeks. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Basically just gave me like bowel stuff that I didn't need.
Okay.
Oh, bubble guts, my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, what I figured out was at that point, I think I had met a man from China. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
so everything instead of being like $100 a week,
Yeah.
we're now at what 12? Yeah, 12.
Well, with cagrilintide, I know that Chase was on Cagra
Mhm.
combination at some point, and everyone talks about the appetite blunting being way more intense with the Cagra than it is with the other GLPs. So
Yeah. How much do you need? You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, as far as I've heard, everything, the strongest thing is just tirzepatide at whatever dose
yeah.
for appetite suppression. But if you need something different, then take something different. But I mean, there's so
I
much.
don't know.
There's
I
so
haven't
many
used
options now.
I haven't used any of them except for Retta because I've had a good experience with it. So it's like, why do I want to try something else? I don't want my appetite completely blunted.
Mhm.
I take MK677 on high carb days so I can get all the food in,
Oh,
So it's not like
I figured you'd have a tincture of marijuana that made you just super hungry. I don't even know if you take marijuana. I'm
I
kind of
haven't tried
disappointed at
that,
this
but
point.
I'm sure it would work. Yeah.
I was to say, like, that's what you should be doing with these bodybuilders. You need to be coming up with tinctures that make them super fucking hungry.
Well, the problem is if I get high, I'm going to make some bad decisions, right?
See that I trap myself because the only thing I have in my fridge is like 2 pounds of cooked turkey tenderloins with some pasta and some noodles on top of it.
Yeah.
And I've also got let's see, a pound of ground beef that's 96 lean, of course, and then I've got 2 pounds of lean beef. So everything in my fridge or freezer is just all healthy. And if I need something unhealthy, then I'll just get some zero fat cottage cheese, put it in a blender, throw some 0 calorie whatever Jello pudding on it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I have pistachio pudding, delicious, and it's like whatever,
Last night
50 to 60 grams of protein.
I had a high
What?
carb day yesterday, and
Mm.
last night my my quote unquote cheat meal, right,
Yeah.
was uh, uh, grilled sourdough cheeseburger that I made at home with 96% ground beef and low fat cheese at 2%. And then I put some tater tots in the air fryer. And then I melted a little of that low fat cheese on there. And it's like, I know exactly what's in it. I have the macros down perfect, right?
Mhm.
Obviously,
Yeah.
there's a little more fat in there than I would normally eat, saturated fat than I would normally eat with the cheese and
Mhm.
stuff. Just as satisfying as going down to In-N-Out and stuff in my face, And I make it home and
Probably
it's
better.
clean, and I feel great at the next day. I don't feel like I'm toxic.
You can still digest your food is what you're talking about. Holy hell, man. When you eat out after eating like real like healthy shit, oh no, no, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, dude,
Mm-mm.
after I did my show last year at the Emerald Cup, because I
Mhm.
was on Retta right up
Yeah.
until the show date, which I'm not going to do that again this year. But
Mhm.
um, I was on Retta and I'd been eating super clean and no cheat meals for, I don't know, 8 weeks or something, at least 8 weeks, if not 12
Yeah.
weeks. And even then, my high carb days were only like 700 or something. Paul didn't start jacking my high carb days up until the second show prep. And then we do the show and then we go to the Cheesecake Factory.
I've never been to Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. It's got a big menu full of mediocre food, but the cheesecake is like
I was gonna say I would
fantastic.
you know what? I am the asshole that goes to the steak place and gets the chicken wings. So, I probably wouldn't get the cheesecake. I'd probably get something
You
else.
can get a halfway decent steak. You could get pretty decent chicken wings, but not great anything, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Well, there's called a Cheesecake Factory. Why would you go there and get something besides the cheesecake?
but after taking the Retta for all that time and then eating that, like I felt like garbage, man. And the food would not move through me. I just felt like toxic and nothing was moving. Like gut motility was like 0. And it took me, I don't know, 3 days to shit that meal out. Yeah, it was terrible. So what if you take the red out, man? I mean, if you took the red out tomorrow, are you going to stay on this trajectory?
What about Retta?
About
like taking it all the way out, or you mean like
would you continue on your weight loss journey if all of a sudden Retta was no longer available?
Probably not. I would try, but it would be as bad as everything else.
Yeah.
But basically with Retta, I'm on max 15 right now because I'm trying to lose weight. Normally I'll say on 2 to 5. Now just kind of modulate based on how fucking hungry I feel or how full I can actually get from a day's food. But my day's food is, like I said, it's like 2.5 pounds of meat plus 200 to 400 carbs is pretty sweet when you haven't been eating for a while.
Yeah.
But right now I think I'm around 2,500 calories, a little bit less. It's really just 200 carbs and then 250 protein.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's really not that bad. I'm just a whiny bitch these days about like calorie deficits and like, oh, I can't do 4 sets of squats anymore without my legs hurting.
But my point is that you've got your diet on lock.
Mm-hmm.
You got your training consistent.
Oh yeah, bend the bar, man. Thank you.
If you didn't have Retta, if all of a sudden we nuked China and we could never get Retta through China again.
Could I still get Tren? Because I feel like I could just take 700 to 1,400 Tren a week to get a similar effect.
Tren has a pretty profound effect on body composition, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would say like I started about 3 weeks ago, 700 a week, so pretty good change. I'm down 8 pounds.
Wow,
and look better, of course. I got my abs back, which is always fun, but kind of sucks because it's like I have abs, but then I also have all that skin, so it's like, oh, but hey.
Yeah, it gets better. The longer you stay lean, the skin gets better.
Well, like I said, I still got 30 more pounds. Well, I probably got 50 more pounds of fat, but I got to lose at least 30 more pounds of fat.
So you went 0 to 700 just like that? No titrating up?
I mean, the first shot was 300, and then I just did 100, 100, 100, because, you can put like in like a little insulin syringe if you don't fill it all the way up. Like, let's say you can put like 50 milligrams of test and then 90, whatever you have Tren. So like I have ACE right now, and I'll be moving to enanthate here shortly, but with an enanthate, I can take way less. You know what I mean? You can take like 20 to 40 a day instead of 100 and have the same level of, Trenbolone effects, I believe. We'll find out shortly.
I've done 700 of ACE, and it was, let's put it this way. Every relationship I had was strained.
Oh, well, I lucked out. Everyone that was my friend or was part of my life died or got murdered or committed suicide last year. So, problem solved. I didn't even need Tren to take care of everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good segue into shifting the conversation towards your Tren paper. So what motivated you to write this clinical guide?
Gosh. Oh, I don't know. It just seemed like no one was doing anything right or trying to, but they were just, everything was all half-assed. The big thing I have with the current steroid, whatever system, is all of the mixing of all these other fucking steroids. Stop it. Let's start with tests. Let's push that to 2 grams. Do we need to monitor our E2 and our DHT? Yes, I think we should. I think we should figure out what our saturation points are and then work backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know we have a proven saturation point in DHT. I would imagine we have a similar thing on aromasin as well, or not aromasin, but aromatase. So let's figure out what that is. Obviously, if we're having blood pressure issues, we implement our medical interventions. Decreased your, let's see, I think we start with our telmisartan as always, because that one has a little bit of kidney protection for you. And then you go to either a beta blocker or you go to, I like diuretics. Some people don't like diuretics. Your next one's going to be a calcium channel blocker. And that was that stack I was sending you when you were having those issues with EQ. Because,
Yeah. Thank you.
I was having one of those. Your wife will know what's happening here after she gets out of nursing school. Nurses will have weird feelings, and then they like really need people to pay attention real quick. So I was having a really bad feeling. I was like, something's off. This is really bad. What are you doing, Mike? Wake up.
So doesn't taking a beta blocker have some sort of interference with the tremolone's effect on the glucocorticoid receptor?
It certainly could. You would only take a beta blocker if you are having tachycardia. I would say if you're going over like 90 heartbeats.
Okay.
So your best method is to not need to take any kind of intervention.
Yeah.
Like my blood pressure is 123 over 60. And to be honest, but I wasn't cutting. If I was trying to grow muscle, then I would probably be on like 700 test and 200 Tren, just run it the other way.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. Maybe it's better to go with a bunch of Tren, but like with Tren, I don't have any effects. So it's just kind of like taking tests to me. So
you're 123 over 70 on 700 milligrams of Tren.
Yeah. And my testosterone is like 350 or so.
You understand you're an outlier, right?
Oh, absolutely. Big time.
Yeah.
Now I run a lot too. Well, like I don't let myself run, but I do a lot of cardio. And to be fair, like my heart was used to carrying around 350 to 450 pounds up until just recently. you know.
Yeah.
And then, what's annoying is how much it's like my legs give out before my heart does. It's like, really? Holy shit.
So you obviously knew that Trenbolone is uniquely dangerous, regardless of your own experience with it, or else
Oh
you
yeah,
wouldn't have
absolutely.
wrote this paper to begin with.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
what point did you realize that the bodybuilding community really needed something like this?
as soon as I heard about Trenbolone, I knew there was something wrong here.
Yeah.
So the first time I tried Tren, I tried 400 ACE and 400 enanthate a week. I wanted to see what they would do. Well, I woke up screaming for war. It was awesome, but not the best way to go through nursing school. I gave great speeches before every test, though. People were
I bet. Wow.
Nursing school was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed it. I'm one of those people that reads incredibly fast. I don't know if it's obvious that I do that. Anyway, so I go down and take the test. I look at it, I was like, oh, 97, that's good. All right, so I walk out of the room. Well, it only took about 10 minutes to go through 60 questions. So people started coming in the room like 30 or 40 minutes. And like one guy said, I thought you quit the program. You were done so fast. I was like, what are you talking about?
You are incredibly intelligent, man. I believe every bit of that.
I just read really quick.
Nursing school was just pretty easy for you, huh?
I was just, I don't know. I think everything ends up being easy for me eventually if I just put my mind to it. But the appetite thing I could never solve alone. Like I tried everything, and I tried like ephedrine over the counter, and I tried, a bunch of caffeine. It's just all the regular green teas, blah blah blah. But no,
any prescription stimulants.
They tried me on
Phentermine.
Phentermine, yeah, the horrifying one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went really terrible. I did that for about 14 days. But that was the only one. That was the only thing that I ever tried. And in fact, I would have shout out to Dr. Moss over in Warner Robins for actually giving a shit about people being obese because he was one of the only doctors that gave a shit. And he's now got a weight loss clinic. And I'm like, oh, he and his wife are doing weight loss clinics. I'm like, that's good.
I have a good friend who's a bodybuilder, and when he's on content, and he's also very ADD, and he's been on medication since he was a kid, so he takes pretty large doses of Adderall, and he's like his metabolism just runs when he's on contest prep. Like they can't feed him enough. It's just crazy because
that sounds terrible.
So fast because of that, right?
All right.
Right. So, what do you think is the most overlooked health risk for users of Trenbolone? What are people missing?
Okay, number one health risk is to your brain, and I don't just mean degradation of your brain. I mean like your daily life, your decreasing your ability to sleep, your increased alertness. Now, people sometimes get angry, but I think some of that's sleep and food deprivation. So, with Tren, if you're going to do it in a deficit, which is when everybody seems to do it, you might become an asshole. There's a lot of anxiety guides and things like that in my book. Obviously, all medical based. Yeah, that's the main thing. Go to the Tren book and look at everything on it, and then look at the appendix so you can see those little copies of what different questions you want to ask yourself or you want to ask your patient. So, like, Tren is probably one of those ones where you're probably better off having a coach or a friend who's near you and sees if you're changing your behavior or becoming more aggressive. Because apparently, some people do.
Yeah.
I think some people want to be assholes and they use Tren as an excuse. But sometimes you're fucking hungry.
Yeah. When I was taking 700 milligrams, I was on the board of several different nonprofit organizations. And I was, just really involved in the community at the time. And then, of course, my wife and, this group of guys that I rode motorcycles with. And it was like, every one of those relationships or organizations suffered with me on 700. And it was like, now to be fair, this is 15 years ago. And I was still like working through a lot of the mental issues that were instilled in me as a young child. One of those being conflict seeking. So when I'm, still kind of conflict seeking in my basic, psychiatric makeup, and you add Tren to that. So now I'm seeking conflict that I can't manage.
You're one of those people that'd be on the book. These are the people that shouldn't try Tren.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, obviously my experience is different, but I agree with you. I think the one that people overlook the most is the mental aspect of it, and it's interesting, you know, when I did my deep dive into cognitive function, long-term AAS use, a lot of the studies, because there's quite a bit of clinical data out there on long-term AAS abusers or users and the
you degrade your brain for sure.
long-term effects. Yeah. So when I did that, like, you know, a lot of this stuff that they would talk about, because they're talking about AAS users and not necessarily Trenbolone specifically,
Right.
because of my personal experience, I can say, well, I think that is the Trenbolone.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, I mean, if you think about it, we only recently are having the people that were taking the Trenbolone in the 90s starting to, you know, hit that age, right?
right.
So we're just now getting people to be Trenbolone. What you're probably seeing right now is a lot of Nandrolone, which is also bad for your brain. I haven't done a book on it, but like for me, I was able to like cut out what compounds like fucking sucked for me and just didn't do them. Like, because my thing was all to figure out which one of these should I try. Like Nandrolone, I took that and it was shooting my blood pressure like 150 within like the first dosage. So no Nandrolone. Testosterone, fine. Masteron made me a sex addict, like incredibly horny. I have no idea why. And then what was the other one? The one that everyone else loved, Primo. Yeah, that one made me very suicidal, which is very strange for me. Like that was weird. Yeah. So I tried to figure out how much Primo was fucking with my estradiol. I needed about a gram of test for like 100 milligrams of Primo. So I was like, well, that's not worth any time. Then I was like, well, all right, what else we got? And then we got Tren. I was like, well, that went terrible last time. What do we got now? All right, a little better. Oh, I don't feel anything. Oh, well, shit. I'll stick with Ace. And then I really only started that during the weight loss last year because I was very fucking cold. Because I'd never been cold. Because I was 400 fucking pounds. You know what I mean? You don't get cold. So I thought something terrible was happening. So I started the Tren to keep myself warm. And then I checked my shit and my T3 was at 37. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
But I did lose 45 pounds that month. So that was nice.
So so Tren Rage is, I mean, obviously
I think it magnifies a personality if you let it affect you. Yeah, because
that would be my observation is if you're already an asshole, it's just going to make you more of an asshole. If you're already a horn dog, it's probably going to make you a bigger horn dog.
It made me super generous to start. Like I was helping people buy cars. Random people. I don't have no idea why. They got cars out of it. Good.
Yeah. And well, I try not to like, I had to talk myself out of buying a Corvette last year during contest prep.
Hey, look, like, Mike, next time you want to buy a Corvette, I will drive it for you and let you know how good it isn't.
But it's a contest prep thing too, and I wonder if how much Tren, because I only put Tren in at the end of contest test prep.
Just rent one.
Well, that's what I ended up doing.
Oh,
yeah, I just went and rented one for a week and drove it around Vegas and got it out of my system, and then, you know, which is basically what I do anyway, because I was going to buy one in 2020 when they first come out, and I keep doing, it's funner to rent muscle cars because you can rent different ones anyway. You don't have to rent the same one every time.
Well, if you crash a muscle car you bought, you feel like a real shithead.
Yeah, I've done that.
I'm sure you have.
I've spun I had an older Corvette once upon a time, and I spun that around and put it in a ditch. And, you know, I've wrecked a few muscle cars over.
No, that's cool. Yeah. No, I've never been a car guy. I've never been I don't know. But it's always neat because you guys always have these cool things and these weird little doodads and bebobs. You're like, hey man, this one does this. I'm like, okay.
But I think it's a contest prep thing, and it might be a Trenbolone thing where it's like maybe cars aren't your thing, but how many Amazon boxes are showing up at your house every day, right? When you're on prep, it's like you find things that you buy and you go, did I really need this? You know?
Shit, what have I bought lately? Mostly just food, and then I've got my clothes are so cheap. I'm like, I can't stop buying them. But it was like my scrub pants are $15. I'll take 30. Thank you.
Yeah. I
don't have to do laundry anymore if I don't want to. I can just throw them away.
So how long have you been a nurse?
5-year anniversary.
Nice.
Yeah. I started in ICU COVID. Hooray!
Yeah.
And then worked my way through a bunch of other places, which just coincidentally happened to be like very helpful for bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Hemodialysis, kidneys, obviously, and then long-term care, and then wound care, and I've seen a lot. And then I went to pediatrics because I was done with everything except for learning about hearts. So apparently, I love pediatrics more than anything in the world, and I regret not being a father more than anything in the world.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely something that I didn't appreciate as much when I was younger as I do today. But what I know today is that it is the most important thing that I've done with my life. I ever will do with my life. So, and I get to show up for my grandkids in ways that I wasn't able to show up for my own kids today. So it's like I make a priority of making sure that I, teach them and spend quality time with them and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's definitely, it's your legacy really at the end of the day. And what are you? But and it's not about, having a crest or a nameplate or something, the Horner dynasty. It's about like, creating happy, healthy humans in the world. And, that's kind of important. Productive, happy, healthy.
I would say if you're lucky, you make kids that make the world a better place,
Yeah, we're not raising incels that are a byproduct of our sexual proclivities. So they just sit in a room and masturbate to OnlyFans girls, play video games, and drink 40 ounces all day. So like so many of these youngsters.
Honestly, that doesn't sound bad. If someone would fund my ability to sit in a room and just watch OnlyFans and drink 40 ounces?
Yeah. Not to wax philosophical or anything. So
I wish I was lazy. I just don't get it. I don't got no lazy in me. I wish I had some, but I really just
me either. I don't know. I can get like a little. I can have like these moods or these fits of slothfulness sometimes where I just like I just don't really want to do anything, and that doesn't last for very long because I get the ADD kicks in. I just get fucking bored.
Oh, my problem is I like lifting weights so much since I'm so new at it. They're like, I'll just wake up in the night and want to go lift weights. And I am so close to the gym right now, I can do that. There have been many nights I've woken up, gone to the gym, and been like, put 3 plates on and been like, oh, this was a bad
and a 24-hour gym too.
Yeah, oh yeah, every gym. I can't imagine having a gym that's not 24 hours because even without any whatever, my sleep has always been awkward and weird. And sometimes I need 4 hours and sometimes I need 0 hours. And it was always messed up. So
the cardiovascular risk that you talk about in this report, it sounds like it could be like both acute and
you could have both for sure.
Progressive.
If you're taking too much Tren and you get your tachycardia, you flip a current. Goodbye.
Right.
And yeah, that can happen. And that's why I say, hey guys, if we're over 40, or if we take anabolic steroids, let's carry some aspirin in our gym bags or in our pockets. Because hey, you could be lifting with Cali muscle at any time.
Yeah.
Because in my gym, there's old motherfuckers that work out.
Yeah.
And I, take steroids. So hey.
Yeah, there's this old cat in my gym. He's fat and he's like red faced and he's like screaming under these crazy ass weights sometime, and he can barely move. He has to sit in a chair in between sets. Yeah. And I'm like, are you gonna like? I feel like asking him like, are you like on a DNR? Should I like not take life-saving measures if you fall over? Because you look suicidal with what you're doing.
I wonder about those guys because I have a guy like that. He's not fat, but he's just so old that his range of motion is just like nothing. But he'll put 100 plates on the fucking leg press, and I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah, this guy was on the Roger squat the other day, and he literally had both rods on the Roger squat full of 45s.
What's the
I don't know. I'd have to show you in a picture, but
okay, I'll look it up.
Anyway, your story. It's a lot of fucking weight. Let's look at it this way. It was probably, I don't know, there had to have been 25 to 24 plates on this thing at minimum 24 plates. So, yeah. And he's screaming while he's eking out the sets. And then when he racks the weight and steps back from the machine, the guy who was spotting him had to catch him. He's woozy, And I'm like, man, that you might be taking it a little too far there, And I don't know, man.
Do you know who Kyriakos Grizzly is?
Oh,
you just look him up. Maybe he's one of those disciples because this guy just does these weird fucking lifts, heavy as shit for no reason.
Really?
Kyriakos Grizzly. People will love this guy. I'm sure you've seen him before. You just don't realize that's who it is. And that might even have the name wrong, but he's some Greek guy has no range of motion. You can tell he's just an old broken down man, but he does a lot of heavy shit. I'll
have to find him. Kyriakos. How do you even spell it?
Right. You just put in YouTube and you'll find it.
If he's Greek, he probably starts with a K or something.
Yeah, I think it's like Kyriokos. Kyriakos Grizzly. Speaking of weight equipment. All right, so you get 3 pieces of equipment to use the rest of your life. It has to be just one muscle. It can't be like, oh, I get a squat rack. You know what I mean? What 3 equipments? Pick them. Go.
3 pieces of equipment, and those are the only 3 pieces I can train on for the rest of my life.
Your life.
Adjustable cable pull.
No. It's got to be a single. It's got to be for a single muscle. You know what I mean? Like you can have a chest press machine, or you can have like a whatever, you know, like a squat machine, but you can't have like pulleys. Anything you can do a million different things with. That's too much.
This game has a lot of rules.
This game is equipment only, hardcore equipment only. So like a converging chest press or a converging shoulder.
Cybex plate loaded squat press for sure.
Okay.
And then probably a like a Panada or a Newtek row.
Is that like high rows, or is that like what kind of row is that?
Straight row.
Okay.
And then probably a either like a Panada or Arsenal strength incline press, plate loaded incline press.
That's cool.
Those 3 machines, I could have big quads, big pecs, and a wide back.
Get everything you need. Yeah, that's why I was wondering, because I'm always trying to simplify everything. But I figure someone like you has been to a lot of gyms, so you have probably 3 pieces of equipment that you would love.
Oh yeah, that's this Cybex leg press is epic. One came up on Marketplace the other day for like $300. I'm like, I was out of town. I messaged her as soon as I saw it. I'm like, I will send you the money right now. Just Venmo you. I will take it. And a couple hours later, she emailed me back and said, no, it's sold. I'm like, damn. Someone just you guys just stole a $3,500 machine for $300.
Right? Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, doesn't that okay? So that was my next question. So you have to drive 45 minutes to get to a good gym, or the gym that has the shit you need, right?
Yeah, 40 minutes to West Coast Strength. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So and then you 6 days a week you're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, today I cheated a little bit. I went to PF here in town.
Oh yeah, I mean, whatever you need to do to get your lifts in, I understand.
Yeah, I had a little I had a little crisis in my other business that I had to be managed today, so I decided to save the hour and a half of driving and
yeah, that's right, because there and back, fuck,
and just get it done here in town at PF, and it's my rear delt focused pull day, so. Okay. Mostly just training for back width and for rear delt development, doing some of the badass stuff I learned from Blunt Force Tanya. Shout out to Blunt Force Tanya. And I can do that just about anywhere. So
yeah, that's good. That's I like to hear about gym stories because I'm a dork, so I just always
dude, I've gotten to work out. I trained at Mr. Big Evolution, which in Portugal, which is the largest bodybuilding gym in Europe, and all the top European pros were there. It was incredible. None of the women wear deodorant. That was the worst part.
Or the best part.
And then all over this country, I've got to train at the East Coast Mecca, Las Vegas.
Well, to me, it's a bummer because I don't know what any of these things mean.
Yeah.
Because I really just for bodybuilding, I know you guys. And I know who Arnold is.
Yeah. Another really cool gym that I trained in was the Valhalla in New Orleans.
Sounds cool. Huh.
It really is. It's like a filthy, old school, dirty ass gym full of rusty weights, kind of like Metroflex, but with a lot more equipment. And a lot of serious attitude. There's rules posted everywhere. Like, hey, don't look at the girls. Don't touch your phone. You're not allowed to have your phone out in that gym. I'm like, I love this place.
That sounds fun. Yeah, there's an old school gym around here I'm trying to get into. It's called Dino's, and it basically has all of this old equipment that you guys might have a clue what it is. And I kind of want to get a video and just, hey, what does this do? What does that do? Because all the gyms have different stuff around here, which makes it fun. But then it's I don't know what anything is for until I very rarely get to new equipment.
Yeah.
I'd use a vertical chest press for the first time. One of those bigger one looking weird ones. It's ooh, it's neat. I don't see the point, but I mean,
Are
whatever.
you going to go to the Olympia this year?
No, I would never go to the Olympia, man. I don't give a shit about the Olympia.
When you went to the Arnold.
Well, the Arnold's awesome. I care about the Arnold. I know who Arnold is.
Yeah, the Olympia is, not as good as the Arnold, but it's still pretty awesome.
I really don't know if Vegas is the type of vibe for me.
Thing is, Vegas has a really awesome bodybuilding scene, and there's some really great gyms. And the reason why I brought it up is if you're going to go to the Olympia, you have to go to the New Gear gym because that place is dope. And there's a new gym. There's so many great gyms in Vegas. Really, there's literally a half a dozen like epic one-off you don't find anywhere else. And then of course, an EOS on every corner too. And you have the Fit Club, which is what's his name's thing?
Is that Jay Cutler?
Thank you, Jay Cutler.
It is? All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know like a few names.
Yeah.
And I don't know Jay Cutler because he has a podcast.
So let me ask back on the trend topic. Sorry, we get distracted.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun, guys.
It's fun. It's just a fun conversation, guys. Come follow along. So how much of like the Oregon health, like here's something that I've found to be sort of the same all across all of the research that I've done is that all of these things cause some sort of oxidative stress, right?
Yes, that's how you make a change in the body. Yeah.
Which is going to manifest itself in every organ, right? So how much of the deleterious effects of AAS and Trenbolone in particular are really just related to the oxidative stress of running your body in fucking 10th gear all the time?
Probably all of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, you've seen people take on super high doses and look like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like look physically like shit. And I'm sure you've seen people on TRT looking fucking amely.
Well, and you
might have been that person.
You can take enough testosterone to make a healthy person have tachycardia. I mean, it's just testosterone, right?
Yeah, possibly. I could test it. I'd be a bad subject because I don't,
Do you think, have you ever seen anybody on stage that you can just tell they have some cardiovascular issues going on?
Ooh.
Can you tell them?
I've seen the only show I've seen was the Arnold and then that one in Florida.
Yeah, you don't watch any of them online or anything?
Not really. Like I said, like I learned from you guys, and then like I wouldn't be able to tell someone's got a heart problem. I'd be looking at their face and their eyes. Most likely. If I'm around somebody, I can tell if there's a fucking problem because it's usually pretty damn obvious. Because the breathing is really weird.
I tell you, if you've been on stage with some of these guys, you think like you'll hear some pretty wild breathing going on. You got to blow out all our air half a dozen times when we're on the stage, and I'm pretty loud about it. Sometimes I just can't drink it out my lips together. Like I don't feel like I'm. And I like Aaron, bodybuilding Aaron, like he was helping me with some posing. He's like, "Why do you keep doing that? Just fucking let the air out." It's not like you got a fucking leak. And
you're like a tea kettle.
Yeah, but some of the guys just sound like straight up Darth Vader back there. It's crazy.
Cool. Huh. Yeah, I've never really experienced that part of the bodybuilding. I just kind of like the lifting of the weights.
Yeah. The fun part.
I think it's cool you guys compete and like, I might get on the stage, but like, it sounds like it's be like I'd have to find a place nearby. And I don't know where those are. There's like a natural show here in about 30 days over here in actual Macon.
Yeah.
And then there's an IFBB show, I think, in like 2 more months. But
Are you going to start
going?
watch them?
I'll probably go watch one. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're cool and all. It's just like if I don't know anybody, I don't see the purpose of that. I don't have a touch tone, so it's kind of like it's just kind of a thing. You'd be like, did you go to the circus? No.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you go to the circus to see the monkeys, right? So or the clowns, depending on how it is. So there's always good people watching, and then like every once in a while, someone shows up with a good physique that's worth seeing.
The big thing in my gym at the gyms I go to, I'm surprised by like there's not that many people that are strong.
Yeah,
because I don't think I'm strong. Well, I guess I'm strong at this point, but I would thought there'd be more people playing around with 100-pound dumbbells, and there's just not. Like, and I went to 2 gyms on Sunday. Like, I went to Crunch, and well, Crunch is annoying because I warm up with the 80s, and then I do like the 110s, and then so I got to walk like across the whole fucking gym to do it. But and use like a bunch of different benches. But there was nobody really playing with the hundreds out there. And then I went to my other gym to have fun, just to go do some more sets because I can't just do one workout a day. There's nobody playing with those, and I'm like,
well, the wall of dumbbells at a typical Crunch is pretty irritating.
Yeah, it's like like the 50s are with the 120s. I'm like,
how many sets of the 27 and a half do we need on this thing anyway?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got like it's like 88. It's like, I mean, guys, come on, put a set together.
Yeah, or if you can't go in 5 pound increments, do we really need this like 38.5, 38.6?
I mean, I guess you should have more of the smaller ones than the big ones, clearly, because no one uses the big ones.
Yeah.
But now it's funny, like one of those like trainer girls was like, I was like warming up with the 85s at her gym, and she's like, "Oh, getting strong." I was like, "No, I'm warming up. Like, I don't get it. What are you guys talking about?" And their dumbbells only go to 110s anyway, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Dicks.
So in your paper, you get into a little bit of the nephrotoxicity of Trenbolone, and then
probably right directly to the androgen receptors in your kidneys, and probably absorbing weight, molecular weight from Trenbolone.
Now, androgen receptors. We have androgen receptors in our kidneys,
I believe. Yes.
And what other organs?
Yeah, probably all of them.
Okay. I don't know. My understanding.
Yeah, I don't know for sure either. But I would think
my understanding is that the kidneys, if they aren't unique with AR receptors, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, guys, if you're listening, but they have more AR receptors than anything else. The direct.
That makes sense, though. Your kidneys get your what you call it. Kidneys are your EPO factories, so they need to have the ability to. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the direct glomerular toxicity you talk about in the paper.
That's because there's a case study on it, I believe.
Yeah, you cite
a reference. Yeah. It's just one of those things that, like, there's so much of the stuff you're going to get off of these steroids that can actually be traced is going to be one-off medical cases because we don't have anecdotal stuff. And that's why stuff like you coaching people and Paul coaching people is actually helpful.
Yeah.
Especially to the medical community. Well, so this is kind of like, is this giving back? I'm trying. And ideally this will have some medical professionals like me that actually want to, possibly decrease harm.
Yeah.
But if it's just a bunch of users use it and they get less damage to their bodies, that's all the better. Because, less people in the hospital, good for everyone. Right.
And one of the things that I like about this paper and the way you put it together is that you sort of rate the quality of the evidence supporting each hypothesis, which is
that was I knew there'd be internet people, so I was like, well, here's what the internet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's helpful. And and Molecular is really good at that too. Like he'll dive way deep into the scientific evidence and quote the studies and stuff, and to the degree where it starts to become hard for me without any medical training or any
he's going to go very deep. He does have a medical family background, and I think he's biochemistry degrees maybe.
Yeah.
But
he always brings it back around to bro understanding. Like he'll go deep into that and then bring it back, and what that means from a practical standpoint is X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I really appreciate that because I don't want you to dumb things down. I want to be able to understand these things and sort of expand my ability to understand them. But I also want to really understand them pragmatically, practically.
Yeah, you want to know when it should be used and when you should avoid it at all times. And honestly, Trenbolone is probably one of those ones that's a case by case for everyone. Because everyone's a little different. Obviously, there's some red flags to avoid in my guide, and stuff like, hey, if you have a history of heart attacks, maybe don't.
Maybe don't take Tren.
But most people that they don't care. I mean, whatever.
So with the nephrotoxicity, you talk about the direct glomerular toxicity. Do you think that is unique to Trenbolone, or just? No, I mean, how many of the studies that you read were specifically on? There's no Trenbolone controlled studies, right?
No, there's never will be. No.
So everybody who's who was studied in any of these studies was
Mhm.
likely taking other anabolic and androgenic
Absolutely.
steroids.
Absolutely.
Or
I would
had
suspect
symptoms.
everyone's taking Tren, nandrolone, and testosterone all together.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, people just take a whole bunch of shit.
People do. Yeah.
It's fine. I mean,
I've done it.
I've
I've done those
right.
kitchen
Yeah, I was gonna say
sinks.
we've all been that person. Once you find
Yeah.
out what you need, and then you just narrow it down to what you need, you're good to go. Like I narrowed it down to Test, Tren, Retta. Done.
Yeah. My first coach had me on some really stupid shit, man.
Oh, wow.
Really stupid shit.
There's been some funny ones on the Paul's forum too. Like some guy was given like 400 tests and like 800 EQ or some shit, and it worked. But Jesus,
yeah. Well, and just stacking things just totally unnecessarily, you know. It's like
the poo-poo platter.
Test and Primo and the Trenbolone. Like, yeah, I understand that, but then you're adding in Proviron and you know, just it just got silly.
Everything goes haywire either at the end of off season or in the middle of the contest when it's like time to do everything.
I was ready to lose my mind on that cycle. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, you look great. She looked great.
I didn't look great though. I looked like a watery mess.
No, I mean, but like the result after your medical stuff and everything, you look great. So I was worried about you, but you got the muscles you wanted. So
all is well that ends well, right?
Right, yeah, right. And hey, not to take EQ, so hey, that's even better.
Right.
And to test your gear too, because of the last contest, right? When you got coming fucked over by you got fucked over by those guys, So hey, we learn a lot. We learn more than we really want to, but
yeah, exactly. Like to test everything before you start a contest.
And that was the other thing I liked about Tren. I was always against this managing of our E2 with other more steroids. I was like, maybe we just don't take as much testosterone. And then then I started looking back at all of the stuff that steroid people have been telling them. It's like, well, they just want you to take extra compounds because they make more money off of those compounds.
Well, but more testosterone works, right? And if you take more testosterone, you're going to aromatase more. So you have to do something to control it.
Right. What's what I was saying? You need to figure out what I would do is I would figure out my saturation point, my estradiol.
Yeah.
What is it right now? Okay. Do I need an AI? For me, I need one every 28 days or so.
Yeah.
Nobody?
Well, because of my experience that I shared with you earlier, I've always been rather adverse to AIs overall.
Yeah.
And since then, so I've tried to limit my
I like salsas.
I've got to limit my exposure to them for a long time. I think what I've gotten to is that I was taking huge doses of the stuff, doses I had no business taking, and that taken responsibly, it's not likely to have. And it seems ridiculous because tamoxifen has warnings all over it for blood clots, right? Like everybody knows tamoxifen causes blood clots.
All of them, all management of your estrogen can have an issue with blood clots for sure.
Absolutely.
But for me, I'm looking at you and I'm like, so they're saying you should take steroids instead of, or is that just something you came up with?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So 3% versus 5%.
Gotcha.
As far as blood clots go, is not. I mean, that's not
a
huge difference.
Yeah. But it's a difference. I'll take the difference. Fair enough.
So an anastrozole is only slightly less likely to cause blood clots than tamoxifen when you put it in that perspective. But there's guys that won't go anywhere near tamoxifen because of the blood clotting risk. Obviously, blood clotting risk is even higher with Clomid, than tamoxifen, because it does work in a similar way. But yeah, once I started using Primabol, and you have the added effect of the
it was more anabolic
effect of Primabol.
Yeah, it'll make you more muscle for sure.
And it has the ability to control your estradiol, or at least your body's response to estradiol. So,
well, that's what I like about Trenbolone, because your body won't make as much estradiol because of the lack of harmonization, and it also destroys your ability to make estradiol with most of your fat cells. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now the issues that estradiol was causing have decreased immensely.
Well, and I actually I feel my best when it's a little out of range anyway. So if I'm somewhere between 40 and 50 or something, I feel pretty good.
I was saying my natural line was 47. 47 feels fine on TRT. I don't know
Yeah.
how high I can ever get mine because I don't really bother with estradiol tests because I've just always been TRT 200 to, well, actually really like 150 to, well, at this point I'm doing like 210. So
Yeah.
everything's lined up. I take an aromatase every 30 days or so if I feel it, and I can generally tell if I need it, So that's good for me. I lucked out.
So how much of the harm reduction versus like endorsement, like the ethical considerations of you being a medical professional, and I think you do a pretty good job of caveating it in your
Yeah, this is all
just
harm reduction. Any usage of steroids is harmful, just
Yeah.
by medical definition, and I'll not argue against that. There's lots of people that say, "Well, it's not that bad." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. You could probably take these for the rest of your life. Might
Yeah.
not harm you." But some people might take them and get cancer immediately. And if you look at your FDA inserts and your various Winstrals and everything, you definitely can develop liver cancer from those and all this other kind of fun things.
Right.
But you've really got a wide berth with a lot of things in this world.
Yeah. What responsibility do you think that just coaches and influencers and stuff have when discussing compounds like Trenbolone?
The big responsibility is they need to be able to discuss what kind of side effects could happen, what kind of medical effects that happen. Oh, this could kill you. Things like DNP could kill you. Things like metformin can kill you.
Yeah.
Like guess what? We don't have a way to get metformin out of you. Either your kidneys move it or you just die.
So what mistakes do you see like the veteran users making when taking Trenbolone? Like even guys who should know better, what's the common thing you see, common mistake you see people making?
Common mistakes. Common mistakes is not knowing what your response is to it and not realizing what your response is to it. So I think anyone who doesn't have somebody next to them telling them, "Hey, you're an asshole now," that's your big mistake. Like anyone who doesn't have a wife, husband, partner, whatever, or coach that like actually lives near them, or a personal trainer, just someone needs to be around making a touchdown with their social. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Have you read some of the stuff about like the thickening of the lining around the hippocampus and the thinning of the prefrontal cortex and the long-term effect on behavior and stuff?
That all makes sense because I mean that's what happens over age, regardless. But yeah, I would definitely see something that increases your IGF-1 levels, increases your aging of your cells. Will definitely increase the aging of your brain and cause problems over time. My father was a football player and a steroid user as a high schooler and college player. So trust me, he was fucked by the time he was like 55.
Yeah.
Thankfully everybody on the show seems to be pretty good in the head and trying to do better. I noticed a lot of people need to talk. Apparently we need to have a whole like powwow on like whatever they call it, like neuropeptides and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Me, molecular, maybe a few other people, because everybody has all these different neuropeptides they want to take, and it's like, well, let's figure out what our baseline setup is. Because for me, it's like, let's go to the simple stuff. Once you're not in the simple stuff, then what's the weird thing going on?
Yeah. I'm just finishing up some Dihexia right now, and that was having a really profound effect on my speech fluency. And you've been following me long enough to see the cycles I've gone through with this. Speech fluency, word recall, and it made some significant improvements. Now, since I started on a Tren 10 days ago or whatever it was, like I've seen some of that degrade a little bit, right?
Yeah. What was he saying? Add memantine if you can get memantine, 2.5 milligrams, and then look into possibly HCG injections, or I think HCG is probably your best bet.
For what would the HCG do?
Neurosteroids kind of stuff. What was the other one? It's in the book. Hang on. Yeah. I haven't broken down his whole list. But yeah, you should pull it up. It's gonna be the very last page. It's just a molecular add-on. And all of this stuff looks pretty good. I've got to look over some of the toxifying.
The last page has a molecular add-on, you said?
Yeah, it's just like the quote from him that we've been talking for a while, because like I've been, a fan. So I've been a fan. He's good. He's a good guy to talk to. He seems to be good. I say, have you thought about having him on, or has he tried to come on, or you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to invite him on. I want to let him get through his Tren deep dive first to release that.
Right, you want the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, dude, every once in a while you take in some content that just really blows your mind. And I heard him talking with Paul about Bolden known, and then I watched his deep dive on it, and that just because he had teased a few of the points in his discussion with Paul that I really wanted to learn more about, and it was like one of those things where I had my mouth open half the time I'm listening to and going, "Holy shit!" He was able to explain so many of the things that have just been people just been scratching their heads on like forever, like how does it block aromatase? And even though it converts, why is it not converting into an estrogen that will show up on a blood test? And so he gets into
it becomes estrone on the blood test. I don't know what it is actually, but yeah.
Well, his hypothesis is that it's horse estrone.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's a pretty smart.
I don't disagree. But
thing, right?
The thing about EQ is, like I said, once I determine the compound's not for me, I just kind of, and then if anybody else uses it, great. But Steve had thrown that one away 5 years ago because it was shit, and obviously wasn't as quote as good as Primo and blah blah blah. So when everybody started coming back to it, I was like, guys, we've like the whole whatever bodybuilding community has been fucking up their estrogen management for years with like taking the wrong dose of Primo or trying to figure out the optimum dose. And it's like, there's not an optimum dose because you're going to get different levels of Primo from every single fucking bottle.
Yeah. You know? When you coach though, you kind of have to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're advising other people. So
yeah, like what I'm saying, like I don't know the deep level shit on the on the biochemistry for that stuff because it's not important to me. But I do know that all of your medical management is going to be about the same because of the same kind of effects, the same kind of systems.
I'm going to share my screen if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, sure.
So neuropsychiatric safety. Is this the section you were talking about just now?
Probably. It's not showing up here. So
let me add it to the stage. Duh.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Mood, sleep, cognition may change severely. Pre-plans, patient, trigger stress. Yep. That's the page. And then the screening tools. Yeah, there you go. GAD7 PhD. Should be in the very bottom appendix area. And then here's your red flags. This is the big one that everyone should like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the action part. Here's your incredible serious. Stop Trenbolone.
Right, yeah. No one's going to stop Trenbolone, but that's what you'd have to do anyway. But if it says ED, that means you really do need to go to the fucking ED right now, of course.
Right.
But for the most part, if it says this is who you talk to, this is like a general practitioner's guide for stuff because like they're gonna have to send out to nephro, they're gonna have to send out to blah blah blah.
Yeah.
No, now they don't have to, but it's smarter for them to. And a lot of the
keeping in mind that's just for the clinician, right?
Yeah. This is a clinician setup for everybody, but you can obviously work it on yourself. But the big thing to pay attention to with this one is here's the red flags. Please pay attention to the psychiatric stuff. If you're not ready for it, it's going to get you.
Yeah. So if you have diabetes mellitus, which is what type is that?
That's just diabetes.
Just diabetes.
Yeah, diabetes.
So why is that contraindicated for Trenbolone?
Because of the way different things it does to your T3 and your thyroid and your blood sugar and your, I would say liver damage because your ALT does tend to change. I haven't looked at my CKs on them, but there's liver damage. It's an alpha. It's a whatever 17 alpha. It's gonna have some liver damage. It just takes a long time to show up. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't generally respond to things like this, but I did have quote some liver damage. I think my ALT went up to like 130.
Yeah.
But stop the trend. Ta-da! Back down the line.
So dose duration and risk. How often should you be coming off of Trenbolone?
Ideally, you never go on Trenbolone. Ideally, you never go on Trenbolone, but if you're on Trenbolone, honestly, it's going to be what are your effects? I know with bodybuilders, I do like the 6 to 8 week thing. I'm like, well, isn't 6 weeks just enough to determine if you've started the hormone?
Yeah.
Because that's how we were looking at it, with our testosterone and stuff. And I know Trenbolone works a little bit harder, but 6 weeks, you're still going to have Trenbolone after you stop taking it. It's not going to move out of your system anytime soon. 35 milligrams a day, 35 milligrams of E or whatever. Because if you look at those whatever steroid plotters, 100 milligrams of ACE a day is worth about 20 milligrams of E a day for Tren.
I
Now,
think
the spotters
15
aren't perfect.
milligrams, 50
Yeah.
milligrams of ACE a day is where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you were at 100 milligrams of ACE a day, that'd be worth about 20 milligrams of enanthate.
Yeah.
If you trust the plotters.
Yeah.
I don't trust the plotters, but you're probably right.
My experience has been there really are two different. I mean, there are some similarities in the way they act in the body, but I get completely different results on ACE than I do enanthate.
Yeah. I'll be trying enanthate again for the first time in a long time because ACE just works so well.
Yeah.
And I really don't have to try it, but yeah,
enanthate really gets my libido going. But as far as like, getting those like good night sweats where, you just like, you're burning fat in your sleep.
Oh, I figured out how to see, the reason you get night sweats is that's your body telling you need to take some more Tren. So what you do is when you wake up from the night sweats, you just inject another 100 milligrams, go right back to bed. You're right out.
I like the night sweats. It lets you feel it's working.
Oh, I do too. Oh, yeah.
You have to wash your sheets a lot.
No. I got multiple towels. I just pull a towel and just.
Yeah.
And I do have like some, waterproof sheets.
So do you think that there are alternatives to Trenbolone on the horizon? Like, what do you think about YK11 and some of the things that people are comparing?
If it ain't better than Tren now, then it's not going to be better than Tren later. And YK11 ain't better than Tren now.
Have you tried it?
I don't have to. I've seen enough people try YK11.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't better than Tren. And I sure as shit ain't going to shoot some random shit in me when I got Tren dog.
Yeah.
I'll take the stuff that works. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can try all this other shit, but like, if I have what works, I'm good.
Right.
Like, I don't need more. Not at this point. Like I said, 4 years of lifting experience total. So,
I've tried it for a few days this week, and I had some, and after listening to Steve's stuff on it, and like I'm gonna try this at some point, and then I was talking with Parabolic the other day, and Mason, another guy he had on the show, a really smart guy.
Yeah.
And we were talking about YK11, and they're both huge fans.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the sympathetic drive, like being able to just show up at the gym, lift more, like comparing it to Anadrol as far as its effect on that.
Yeah.
And I'm at that point in prep where maybe you're not lifting as heavy anymore. Your workouts are starting to suffer a little bit in 6 weeks out, and that's generally like when a lot of guys will consider adding an oral, usually Anavar.
A risky plan at this point.
Usually Anavar to keep the strength up a little bit. And I thought, well, why wouldn't I try YK11 and save my liver? And then YK11 is moderately hepatotoxic too, right? So
I was thinking it'd be at least as bad as Trenbolone.
Yeah. But anyway, compared to Anavar, I don't know, right? Like if you're taking 15 milligrams of Anavar is pretty mild. I mean, it's a prescription drug that they leave people on for long periods of time.
Well, yeah, but the doses are like 2 to 5 milligrams, not 50.
Yeah. Exactly.
But no, I have tried Anavar. I've done Anavar. It was really good for getting good pumps. Anadrol is way fucking different. It was definitely in the brain. It was really crazy. I enjoyed it though, but what I figured out with Anadrol is like I don't need it yet, but it's definitely fun to use as like a pre-workout.
I think bodybuilders are using like less Trenbolone now than they have in the past. And I don't know if it's like thought leaders like Dr. Todd talking about microdosing it and things like that. If that has shifted things, but people are realizing that it is very effective at low doses. Not that it's not more effective at high doses. I think for actually like building an incredible amount of tissue, it definitely is more effective at high doses, but low to moderate doses or even micro doses for the effects on the glucocorticoid receptor and all the other things that make it a great contest prep drug. You could do that with a very low dose. Do you agree with that sentiment that there is?
Yeah, I think if you're going for aesthetic stuff, you can definitely do very low doses.
Yeah. But do you think that's what's becoming more popular?
I don't know what is being popular, what's not popular. I just know you guys got fucked over for 2 years on various areas of not having, the drug that you paid for. So I'm like, who takes Trenbolone? Anybody? Nobody?
Nobody.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. and you know what you need, and then there you go.
Yeah, it's probably one of those compounds where we're not necessarily buying raws out of China, right? I mean, the guys are making the stuff with the. When I first started doing Tren, we were getting the stuff that was made with the Phenoplex tablets, and it still had like grainy shit in the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, I was saying, I think Austin, he said it, or maybe it was either Austin or Molecular. They were saying it was like probably what caused a bunch of kidney damage in the fucking early days. Was
Yeah, but that's how you knew it was good, man.
Yeah, your kidneys
was fire, life changing.
That sounds amazing. But like I said, I didn't know about any of this steroid stuff until like the past 4 or 5 years. So I was like, wow.
So with the evolution of GLP-1 drugs, and now we're getting into the evolution of peptides and myostatin inhibitors and follistatin and all these things that people are adding in.
We haven't had any of these things really develop. We just have people selling them, telling you they are developing.
Sure. But GLP-1s in particular, I mean, all this stuff is.
But they're real for sure. Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that you're going to see that replacing Trenbolone for people over time?
No. Why would a GLP replace Trenbolone?
I hear a lot of bodybuilders who are skipping Tren altogether in their contest preps.
That's fine.
But then a lot
of bodybuilders are
taking peptides that they haven't taken before, including things like YK11 or which is not I know it's not a peptide, it's a SARM.
First question is, do they have a code for these peptides that they're suddenly taking?
Of course. So yes, right.
I stopped taking Tren and now I take YK11, and then here's my code. Here's 10% off.
You always take it with
Tren. Here you go.
You always take it with a grain of salt. But I think in practicality, when bodybuilders are talking about their cycles,
it's not bad that people are taking less Tren. I'm sorry. Let me say that for sure.
Yeah, but do you think that GLP-1s and other peptides are sort of replacing some of what people are expecting out of Tren? Yeah.
Did people take Tren to lose weight?
Yes.
Because Tren always would make you hungry, would it not?
So,
I mean, it's for feed.
Some people, it doesn't make them hungry.
Yeah.
But
okay, so for me, like I have like Retta and I have weed and I have Tren, and they're all fighting over what I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
Or not. And if I want meat, then guess what? It's probably the Tren. And if I want carbs, it's probably the wheat.
Well, if you're looking for a compound that's going to make you leaner and harder, Tren is usually where that gets implemented, especially in a contest prep scenario or in a cut scenario.
Right.
So with other things out there to make you leaner and harder, it seems like people would be opting for those things rather than less Tren and more GLPs.
Yeah, well, my thing is like you would use the GLP to get you down to where you want to be, and then once you have a amount of body fat that you can carve up with Tren and a little bit more cardio, then that would make sense to go to Tren or to go to whatever your preferred oral is. So like I would say if you were using Tren to help you lose weight, that's probably going to be better replaced with a GLP or more cardio. But if you're trying to make yourself look different, like I guess there's going to be an oral combination that will make everybody look pretty good, like maybe like a Winnie plus Anadrol or Winnie plus Halotestin or something for fun.
Yeah.
But it just really depends on. It's just to me like once you get down to your orals and your certain body weights and your certain sodiums, it's really going to be individualized. Like how do you respond to X?
Right.
So it's like good that people like you have like a lot of experience with different things, but I'm like, well, what's your best thing? And I'm sure that changes depending on how your contest goes, right? You know what I mean? So it's like it's really like a cool little art.
When you get to be my age, you start making decisions differently. So it's not always about the best result. Is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Like I'm going to get X, Y, and Z side effects. I'm going to have some cognitive decline that I'm going to have to recover from, whatever the case might be. Is it worth it for me to get that? If I can achieve 80% of the same result using things that don't have those deleterious effects, then why wouldn't I try,
Well, my thing is like, are you assuming that YK11 is going to be less deleterious? Are we assuming that,
No, matter of fact, even in my limited experience now, 3-4 days, whatever it's been, I would argue that it is not less deleterious than.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you run into something like that, just stop it. Just stop taking
Well,
it.
and I did the research on the cognitive effects of YK11, and just a lot of YK11 research before I put the compound in.
I think it's fun that I'm the conspiracy guy on this one. Like, no, they just tell you to take these peptides because they got a little money coming in, and you're like the guy that's like, maybe there could be something to this.
Yeah, well, there's some smart people who think that there is, and even somebody like Steve, who is like fuck all SARMs always, like Steve hates SARMs, and for him to go, I know this is a SARM, but this shit works pretty fucking good, right? Regardless of how many of his.
Well, you saying it, you think it's worse than the trend. So I mean, then just drop the YK and just stay with your trend.
I'm wondering if YK11 isn't just more of the same as far as side effects and things like that. The stuff I'm trying to avoid, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, like
blood pressure, sleep disturbances, and
how is I said your sleep was like a 6 last week, wasn't it? 6 or 7?
Yeah, it's not great. I didn't sleep great last night. Night before I slept pretty good though, and I've actually the last few nights I've been out of my. I usually take Gorilla Mind Dream or Hit the Rack, one or the other, and a lot of times I shift around between the two just because they can be less effective, more effective. All the same stuff. I mean, like magnesium bisglycinate and
magnesium,
small amounts of
bisglycinate. It's the glycinate that makes you sleepy with that one, which is always funny to me.
Yeah. Anyway, ashwagandha. I mean, there's a whole list of stuff that's in there.
Like I was saying, obviously there's a sleep stack in the Trenbolone book. If you wanted to pull that up and look at them, there might be something there for you. Yeah. Fuck yes. Are you kidding? Yeah, dude. Like, there's all kinds of stuff in there because, obviously, Benadryl puts you to sleep once. GABA puts you to sleep once. Don't do that. I think I use Doxepin. That just one just seemed to work out for me. Like a small 10 milligram one, but I'm gonna look at Lambics and all these other ones that people are looking at, and I keep the Z drugs out of the book because everyone I've seen that has to take those it's awful. Like I think they're generation 1 hypnotics or something like that. That they're just everyone I've ever met with those has usually been a nurse, and they've usually just felt terrible and looked like awful shit.
You need to tab this thing.
Yeah,
so you can jump around in it a little easier.
Yep, agreed. Put in bookmarks and stuff on it.
Yeah, you could probably just feed it in ChatGPT and then have it do all that for you.
Yeah, make it put in hyperlinks. That's funny. I can do HTML coding, but I don't know how that would show up on.
Well, and it's just at least the way I have it. Like I can't even search in the document. So,
weird. Let me see.
Yeah, like if it was a PDF, that I could at least search inside the document. Things like sleep, and then would pop up faster. And then
the Google Doc, you hit Control F. Yeah, hit Control F. It's find in document. Neuropsychiatric 7.2. Sleep disruption.
Yeah, it doesn't let me. It doesn't let me Control F in this the screen that I'm in.
Google Docs. I don't know. I got Chrome and I got Google Docs open, and it's the one that
I'm in Chrome, Google Docs. Of course, I'm on a Mac, but
that's I don't know how the Mac works.
Yeah,
might not have as much action, but I've got all of them open.
What you just gave me the section? What was it?
7.2. Should be on there. Let's see. Hopefully they didn't fall out. Yeah.
Non-pharmacological interventions.
Yeah, what you get, your basic stuff on how to make your room sleepy. Stop your caffeine, obviously, and then you have your interventions. Magnesium glycinate or threonate. Threonate goes to I believe the blood-brain barrier. That's why I put that on there. Yeah. Doxepin, very low dose. You get it back for 10 milligrams or so. Trazodone is the next one, and then mirtazapine. Now, some of these are pretty strong. Yeah. So, please start with the basics.
Trazodone and Doxepin. No, thanks.
Yeah, at a certain point, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not a whole lot. And I think there is a whole lot, but there's not a whole lot that you want to try. And then I think I'm going to add Lamberexin on, but I need to try it first.
One of the toughest things on my cognitive function was taking Ambien in addition to to Tremolone. Made me into a straight retard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it mirtazapine? Is that the one? Quetiapine? I can't remember what it's called. It's like, oh shit, Seroquel, I believe is what it is. Quetiapine.
Yeah.
I can't remember the whatever the various names. That's the one that I see a lot for people that take Tremolone, because it gets rid of your antipsychiatric stuff. But I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
Is that one? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Lemborant. Yeah, the Lemborant I think is a or Lamborexin, I believe is what it's called. Dave Ego is the one. Oh, Tanya's talking about this in the chat, but Dave Ego is the one that I want to say it's a second generation hypnotic, so it's off the orexin, so it shouldn't be as bad as the G drugs. But I don't have an access to that one yet, so I'll have to see. Yeah, a lot of people, to me, like sleep is one of those things. Whatever it takes to get you some fucking sleep, get it, whatever it takes. And like, yeah, for a lot of people, if they smoke marijuana, that'll let them go to sleep for a little while, but then eventually it just fucks them over. That's true. Some people get that, but some people don't. You know, but yeah, sleep is one of your biggest things, I think, for Trenbolone. I think for any version of health.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what you want to do, if your sleep is inadequate, you're fucked.
Oh, I feel it. I'm less productive. My brain doesn't work as good. Tanya's here talking about the
Doxepin, yeah. I was just lucky. That's what I think. I think I was just lucky because my next one up was going to be Trazodone.
The Lemborexin is what she's talking about.
Yeah. Dave Ego,
Dave Ego, yeah. And if you read, like, to me, it doesn't. If you read about it, it doesn't sound any less harmful to your cognitive function than something like Ambien.
See, I think it was like with Doxepin, what I love about it is I wake up clear. Now, it doesn't always let me sleep all the way through the night, so I have to take melatonin, but I've never been able to sleep all the way through the night.
Yeah. I do pretty good. So if I take the Gorilla Mind Dream, I sleep good enough for about 4 days. And then it's funny because Steve was talking about this the other day, and he says on the 5th day it won't work for him. He has to switch it around too. And I've had similar experience. So I don't know what that is about the formulation. I'm not discouraging anybody from buying it. Code MHP.
Code MHP, right?
It's still one of the best out there. And then, but it does help for me to shift around between that and hit the rack. And one of the things about the hit the rack is that, so all these things that you, non-pharmaceutical interventions. That
do you have a code for hit the rack, or is hit the rack like a?
No. Justin doesn't give me a code. So, but the interesting thing about that is that he uses magnesium bisglycinate. And I researched that a little bit, and I think that is better than just glycinate, even though a lot of sleep aids have just
magnesium. Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, I think it's the glycine that makes you sleepy more than the magnesium, at least with that combo. But that's why I have magnesium threonate and glycinate on there, because they both work. And I probably should just put glycine on there as one of those.
And both of them have very little melatonin, and I got up last year doing contest prep and being on Tren. I got up to like 15 milligrams of melatonin, and I was listening to everybody who was talking about all the great health benefits of melatonin in general, and how it was good for your brain and all these other things.
Okay.
Guys are taking 20 milligrams.
It is good for your brain. It can definitely increase your natural release of HGH. There's definitely benefits to it. Yeah. Yes, your body needs it. Yes, your body stops making it at a certain age. You just have so little of it. When you said you took 15 milligrams, that was a big thing to you. Like, dude, I take so much more than you. I take 80 a night. And then if I wake up, I take 20 to 40 more, depending on how much more sleep I want.
Yeah. See, if I start taking, it gets brain fog if I start taking too much melatonin.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you have to be careful with it. Like, I have different ways all to it. Like, I know it'll basically be out of my system in an hour or two. So if I only need a little bit of sleep, that's great, because the way I have my life set up is I wake up around 7 or 8 a.m., but I don't have to be at work, up until about 10 a.m. So I have time to lift and do everything to be alert. And if I feel really bad, I'll just walk off my bed and fucking wake up.
Yeah. I don't know. Just my experience with that stuff has always been like,
it can definitely cause depression. I don't say it's like a safe.
I empathize with you, Tanya. And my first reaction, anytime I know that you are work within the medical system, and of course the pharmaceutical interventions are always going to be part of the discussion for you. I'm always of a mindset of like, if there's a more natural way to do something that
Well, that's why the
pharmaceutical can do, then I'm gonna try that first, right?
Mhm.
But just because it's natural doesn't mean that it's good for you, right? So
No. That's the whole thing. Like the whole point of the guide, and the reason that the pharmacological stuff is next is because pharmacological stuff is always next. It's never the first thing. It's just at a certain point you meet somebody, and then if you tell them they need to work on their blood pressure and their blood pressure doesn't change, well, guess what? Now they need medicine because they're not going to change. You know.
So after researching and putting this guide together, if you could sit down with a bodybuilder considering their first trend cycle, what would you tell them?
What do you want to do? That's it. I mean, at this point, they've already made a decision they're going to do trend. How much do you want to do?
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to talk people out of sometimes.
I mean, they're adults. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
I look at it, harm reduction and steroid use and steroid abuse and all that stuff. It's really just, what do you want to do? You're probably going to do it. Here's your risks.
Yeah.
If you want to take those risks, okay.
What's the one mitigation strategy you would want to make sure that they employed?
Blood pressure.
That would have been my answer too.
Yeah. Well, blood pressure kill you first. That's it.
But not to mention the damage. I mean, we talk about kidneys and nephrotoxicity all the time, but it's the blood pressure through the kidneys that does the most damage.
Yeah, your primary, everything that kills the kidneys is pre-renal.
Yeah.
So blood pressure, dehydration, those are your big two. Obviously, there's lots of medicines you can take to decrease whatever version of pressure is going on, but those things are generally what you want to do after you have a problem, or if you can just avoid the problem, that'd be great too. One of the big things I did want to give you kudos for that I didn't know on the show was you got a UAC, urinary albumin test after your kidneys went crazy.
Oh yeah,
I appreciated that. That was very helpful, and it was good that your kidneys weren't dying. But yeah, so many people just don't look at that or take it or anything. And I was like, when molecular came out, I was like, great, here's somebody else who does it, and that's why I sent him over to Paul. I was like, I can't stand EQ shit. I don't give a fuck, but his medical stuff is right. So wherever he found it or whatever he knows, he's got this on.
I can't remember if it was you or Paul that told me to get that test.
I told you for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Paul probably had you get a urinalysis before, and then because like Paul's has urinalysis on it. And what they usually would do is like the coaches would do like a urinalysis, and they're like, "Oh, you have protein in your stream." Well, that protein could be a fucking STD, jackasses.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's good to check, but
not real likely in my.
Are you going to give your guy something for his yeast infection if you find yeast in his urine? You're probably not.
But yeah, I did the clearance test too, and that was helpful data, right?
Yeah.
Because if the clearance test would have been bad, I would have known there was real damage. Like I can fix this cystatin C and get everything else back in line, and but if that one would have been bad, then healing would have been a different process for sure.
Yeah. And like I said, and then in that book, I have it in there. This is what happens when you fuck off your kidneys. Then you get to the 300s. You're taking this, and this, and then you're also eating 80 grams of protein a day max. And then we're checking to make sure your albumin stays just at the. Yeah, it's not. Oof. But it is interesting because you don't need your kidneys to walk around. You know what I mean? Like you don't think about it, but these are people walking around with organ failure.
Yeah, and I've known guys who are on dialysis, and it doesn't look fun.
And there's guys do what?
It doesn't look fun to me. Right? You got to walk around with this thing hanging out of you, and then you got to go.
Luckily, I worked in a soulful place, so we got to listen to some very good music during the
Oh, so you worked in a
hemodialysis
clinic, or
yeah, South Macon. So everybody around here knows what South Macon is all about. Chocolate knees.
So if someone wants to get their hands on this ebook or white paper, whatever we're calling it, what do they got to do?
Free. There's a link I sent to you. Hopefully you'll put it in the description. This is being replayed on my channel with this subscription. And honestly, I'm probably just gonna put a video up that says here's a link to my book.
There you go.
In a second, because there's no reason not to. I've got a few things I'm looking at, like just basic blood work to help for steroid users, because there's a lot of blood tests that are scams if you're taking steroids, so don't take them. Just little stuff. And then I've got like hobo stuff I want to get out just to help people out. Like my hobo pre-workout, 120 grams of sugar, 1 gram of salt, and a gallon of tea. And basically that's like the perfect glycogen combo in your liver, because table salt's perfect. It's 1 sucrose, 1 fructose.
Yeah.
And that's just something that all of the endurance athletes have used for years. and it's cheap. And then, don't get me wrong, there's expensive versions of it you can buy, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I had this discussion the other day, you know, because I keep gummy candies in my gym bag. You know, if I start feeling like I'm going hypo, I just pop a couple in my mouth, you know. And
I'm the asshole that doesn't drink water with his workouts. I don't do shit.
So I haven't gone hypo in a long time, but it's just a habit I got into.
Oh, I definitely go hypo.
Yeah. And I had someone walk up to me the other day in the gym and they're shaking. They're like, you know, they're not feeling, they just finished a workout. They're like, obviously either hypoglycemic or, you know, catabolic or something. Mm-hmm. And like, do you have any rice cakes? And, you know, because like people in the women's division,
you go to serious, I know you go to gyms with serious people. It just kind of makes me, it's kind of interesting, these kind of people you run into.
Yeah.
Do you have any rice cakes? What a fucking.
Well, Amy jokes about it all the time. She's got rice cakes, crumbs all over her car and everything else. But it's like every bikini girl I know has a sleeve of rice cakes in their fucking gym bag, you know, and it's a thing. And I'm like, I don't have rice cakes, but I do have some gummy
bears or some shit.
And
are they regular gummies? Or
I can't touch the gummy candy. I'm like, you realize that your muscles don't really know where
they actually. I was gonna say some of the gummy candies you actually want those because it's like it's a different type of it's the right kind of carb, right?
Yeah, the glucose will just turn to fucking glycogen like right now. Your body shows that right in where it needs to go, and it's not going to store it as fat unless your other stores are all full, and there's nowhere else to put it. Then it'll turn it into fat and store it.
Because the only thing I've ever used for like working out is I would have water, of course, and then I don't know, pre-workout stuff just never really got for me. Just I don't know. And then if I drank water, I would just get pissed that I drank water and feel like my workout was over, and I dosed all of my rage and anger and strength.
Yeah, animal crackers. Nice. Yeah, everybody's got their thing, man. Gummy candies are pretty, like, you know, universal. When off season, a lot of times if I don't have an intro workout drink, I'll just, you know, the gummies that I like to eat, I know like 12 of them is one serving. It's 23 grams of carbohydrates. And I'll just use that as an intro.
That sounds so much smarter. That's so much smarter than what I do. I just wake up and go to the gym and work out for an hour and a half, and then I'm fucking feel like shit and nauseous. Just
yeah, and not to mention that you know, intro workout is expensive.
It's like, not me, man. I got the Hobo Pre. The Hobo Pre can be an intro workout. You just add a caffeine pill. Now it's a pre-workout. You're good to go. Yeah, Hobo Pre, dog.
Yep. Gummy, same.
Well, I mean, look, what I found out when I was trying to gain weight, because I thought the Arnold was gonna be like 30 degrees, was like a gallon of whatever sugar. Gallon of tea and sugar. That's a shitload of calories. You can just pour up the fucking sugar. That shit tastes terrible, but I mean, you know, whatever.
Well, especially if it's real sugar and not like high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, well, no, it's real tea. It's like I boil the water and then I put sugar in it. So it's just like,
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, the only supplement I have is creatine and whey protein isolate. That's it.
So I've got your Instagram in the comments below. I'll also add the link to that Google Doc. Right. And then anywhere else you want people to find you at?
No, I mean, that's just me.
Those are the best places. Cool.
I pretty much hang out with these guys over on Anabolic Bodybuilding Live. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, you usually find Josh next to one of us somewhere.
Yeah, I like hanging out with these guys.
Including at the Arnold.
Oh, yeah. No, it was fun. I had a lot of fun at the Arnold. I'll definitely go back next year.
It was fun. Well, I thought we'd have more time to connect and chat when we were there. We didn't really even talk all that much at
no, it was good. Yeah. And then I didn't bring my tickets for the final show, so I was like, oh, whoops.
Oops. Yeah.
You live, you learn.
Well, we'll get a chance to do it again. Thanks again, man, for coming on, and thanks everybody for watching. It's a lot to talk about. We're almost 2 hours tonight, so it's a good long show. And appreciate everybody for tuning in, following along. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. I've been really pushing hard lately to get my channel monetized. I've recently gone up like almost 200 subscribers. So keep pushing, hit that subscribe button to make sure that I come up in your algorithm. But then if you hit the like button, it makes sure that I come up in more people's algorithms. So do those two things for me if you would. Like, subscribe, and if you're really cool, share this with a friend who wants to talk about Tren or just likes good-looking guys in scrubs. Just hit that share button and
Oh, the monkey's paw
for
thing. Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want a hot nurse, you got a hot nurse. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got on this one, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. See you on the
Later
next
on,
one.
everybody.